Are you an electrical contractor using video to promote your services? Hi, I'm Justin Hitt with Commercial Electrical Profits. YouTube, Facebook, all these platforms are available today to deliver video at such a cost-effective rate that many electrical contractors are using video to promote their business. Now, video is great for those demonstrations and those evidence of value. So you can show before and after. You can demonstrate how a certain product works. You can show a homeowner what to look for when it comes to safety and other aspects when you're doing public service messages designed to build credibility in your marketplace. You can use television by being interviewed on television about electrical safety, and that can drive long-term value in your business. But just like you wouldn't expect your customers to do electrical work, you shouldn't be expected to do the video editing, the audio editing, and the other work associated with getting the video done, yet many electrical contractors do it. I see the YouTube channels filling up full of video of shaky cameras and showing work. Now there's a need for that at times because that demonstrates credibility. But if you're off the cuff, taking out your cell phone and ripping a video and uploading it to Facebook, you're actually wasting a lot of time. First off, it takes you away from billable work. If you're out checking on a job and you've taken before and after pictures and you're going to use those to show the customer that you've done the work, that's great. That should be part of your business development process. It should be a part of your proposal process. And meaning, if you do an assessment, you take videos at the or pictures at the assessment, and you use that as part of your demonstration of the problem. And then once they become a customer, you then take, after everything's done, pictures, and then you can show them that you've completed the work, proof of work. But you can go further. If you do this the right way, you can take video on site to demonstrate how certain types of work is done the right way. You could have your own Bob Vila show, This Old House show, demonstrating how you're an expert in the marketplace. But you can't let that distract you. Too many electrical contractors get into this video work, and next thing you know, they're trying to be Spielberg. So I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to capture video, how to produce that video, and how to use video in your marketing. Now, this isn't perfect for everybody, but I will tie this with social proof associated with some of the different projects we've talked about here on the Commercial Electrical Profits podcast. So number 1, when you're taking video, yes, you can take video with your cell phone. You can just take out your cell phone and take video. But it would be better to do customer tours or site tours with an actual video camera. Like, bring someone along with an actual video camera who videotapes pre-programmed or pre-scripted situations. So let me give you an example. You go to a customer site to do a walkthrough. Now, you're going to have to get permission from the customer to video on their site, and there's various things that it's beyond the scope of a podcast. But this is how it works. Have you ever been on a site tour? Well, that customer wants to demonstrate their business. This is why we work with commercial business. That customer wants positive publicity. They want to demonstrate what they do as a business. You want positive publicity. You want to demonstrate what you do at the business. Your customer is never going to hire somebody to videotape part of a big electrical job. They're just not going to do it. But for insurance reasons, it would benefit them to have video of some of the elements of the job that will be hidden behind the cosmetic elements of the finishing. So if you discuss with the customer, and we got a whole program that talks about events and site tours, but if you talk with the customer, very often they'll let you take video for the purpose of monitoring the job, for the purpose of demonstrating quality work, for the purpose of insurance. And even many of your job sites already have cameras for the safety value of that. If one of your people gets hurt on the job, you want to make sure that you've got evidence that it's either not your fault, not their fault, or what's going on. So that's one way to capture the video. So you can use job site cameras. You can use somebody who comes along with you and does video. You can also use a studio. So I like to see my clients use the local television studio, the local radio station studio, or some kind of media so that not only can they do a recording right then and there, but it can get distributed. Because doing a lot of videos on your cell phone that nobody other than you sees, or your buddies on Facebook, really has no marketing value. It doesn't grow the business. It kind of wastes your time. So what we do here is we get you in front of the local radio station doing a public service message. It might be your support of a local charity. We talk about that in the charity marketing system. It might be preparation work to an upcoming storm, especially around hurricane season. You might be in talking about the 12 electrical safety tips, demonstrating 2 of them, and then offering a lead generation piece that gives the people all 12 on a checklist. This, I know it's going to blow your mind. We talk about it in detail in the Hurricane Marketing Program, but this is a reason and a value to get in front of prospective buyers and have someone else doing all the video, all the editing, and all the distribution. See, you might have been happy taking a video with your phone and putting it on Facebook and hoping and wishing someone's going to become a customer because it just feels like you're doing something. But sitting in a television studio with professionals, videotaping you, interviewing you as an expert. I already described 2 situations: your contribution to a charity, your advocacy for preparation to a storm, but we can go on. There's demonstration of high voltage. There's demonstration, all these kind of trade show booth types of things that your local media would love to see you do for the community. And now you're doing it for the community and they're distributing it. And yes, it'll get in front of a lot of people who are not going to be good customers. However, you didn't pay for the editing. You didn't pay for the video. You didn't pay for the time to be there. All you had to do is show up and provide something of value that you already know in your mind. Like you already know that it's pool season and pool owners need to be aware of underwater lighting. And here are the 4 things that they're going to look at before they fill the pool up. Boom. That's a segment. By the way, we have a number of pre-built segments that we can coach you on how to do and how to deliver to your local community. And just one time on a local morning show, one time on a local evening news, it could position you as the only known expert in your community, even though every other electrical contractor knows the same thing. They just haven't been the first to be on the news. But more importantly is they're going to give you a video at the end of that, or you can use a news clipping service that's going to give you a video that you now can use on your website. You can use it on YouTube. You can use it in all kinds of places, but most importantly, it's already going out in front of most of your community. So we've got the capturing of video. Now the editing. I just showed you how to avoid all the editing by being a guest with a celebrity news media or a local news channel. But if you have to do the editing, how do you get it done? Well, first off, the best editing is done when you're shooting. That is the absolute best. You want good lighting when you shoot, when you take video. You want good audio and sound. You get the best that you can get. But when you're sitting down to do the actual editing, the focus needs to be more not on the technicals of editing. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't even bother to edit and you put crap online, and sometimes you get in trouble for it. But you do the best editing by design by having a script before you do video. Now you can take the script and you can chop the video up and you can take out the ums and the ahs. You know, that time when you turned around and bent down and you got this giant plumber crack sticking out, and you're not a plumber, you're an electrical guy, and you don't want people to think you're a plumber, and everybody's like clipping that part out of the video and making fun of you. You can cut that out in the editing. Now, there's a number of tools that you can use for editing. I'm not going to go into all those tools because that's technical jumbo. You can have someone on staff do it. Get a kid to clean it up on their iPhone or do something, but you want to make sure that every video covers AIDA. It starts with some attention-catching statement that qualifies or connects with the person who should be watching the video. You want to then expand the topic to get their interest so they listen and view the whole video. You want to build up some kind of desire to take action, and then finally you call them to action. That's what you want from your video. It doesn't matter how it was recorded. That's what you want as a result at a minimum. So, for example, We talked about the swimming pool advocacy. Before you fill your pool, here are the things you need to look at for the safety of your family. If you're in an area that has hurricanes or tornadoes, it's coming hurricane season. And if you're a homeowner concerned about your safety, then listen very closely for these electrical safety tips. You talk about how it's hurricane season and they're a homeowner and there are things that they can do to protect themselves. And then here's what you do before the storm. Here's what you do during the storm. Here's what you do after the storm. And if you'd like a specific guide, then contact our offices and we'd be happy to send you our hurricane kit. There's a roofing contractor that did the similar thing talking about roofs, and they provided as the kit a 1-sheet piece of paper that had 12 tips on it. At the top of the sheet, it had their company name and their company address and their company phone number. At the bottom of the sheet, it had kind of a description about the owner, but in between, it was 12 tips. They put that in a giant clear bag with a tarp, and then the total cost was seriously maybe $6. And every customer who called or every prospect who called into the office to request the kit was asked a simple survey. The simple survey identified whether or not these were even prospects, whether they were concerned about anything in particular related to their roof. That same type of kit can be done in the swimming pool situation. It can be done in the hurricane situation. In fact, I've already put it together for the hurricane situation, even including syndication, where you'd work with a roofing contractor to get the electrical tips in front of the right people so that when they're ready to hire somebody, they're calling you instead of somebody else. It could include refrigerator magnets. A lot of you guys have refrigerator magnets and coupons and stuff. It's a gift. It's a free gift that sets up reciprocity. So rather than dicking around whether you're going to cut it at 8 minutes or 8.5 minutes, or the videos, should it be 30 seconds long, or you don't like the way your face looks, or you don't like the shadow across the... don't worry about all that. If the structure is right and you're delivering value to target customers, then you can add some kind of call to action at the end where people who need electrical services can raise their hand and they can come and get information and resources that puts them in your database, so now you can market them directly. This is extremely important. And that brings to our last step. So we talked about shooting the video, editing the video. Now we're going to publish it. We want to publish your videos in front of the right audience. So if you're an electrical contractor that specializes in build outs for warehouses and you do inside wiring for warehouses, you don't necessarily need a video that goes in front of everybody. Now, you might do with the news media just for credibility, because then you can say as seen on the local CBS news station. But you may do a walkthrough video of a warehouse showing common lighting mistakes and common access wiring mistakes that cost warehouse owners too much money. And now you might have 50 of these mistakes that are listed in a special report or a sheet, but the video covers 2 of them, and you walk through and show the specific example. So one client of mine who specialized in warehouses that had manufacturing facilities, so they're niching down to a specific niche, they had a system for pull-down power. So basically, you could, let's say it's an automobile repair shop, they could pull down power from the ceiling to do different things, and it was set up next to the pull down for grease, and it's pull down for other stuff. If it was a manufacturing facility, the same type of pull down might go over a flexible configuration for manufacturing machines, and the only difference might be 220 power versus 110 power, and it's just a unique modular system. They demonstrated how to choose this modular system and in what situations it would be appropriate in a manufacturing facility. They included photographs of before and after from manufacturing facilities. They included a walkthrough. They produced this video, and they sent a letter to other manufacturing facilities that introduced this video existed. They said, look, you may not be aware, but we've done a video that helped our clients save a tremendous amount of money by looking at the different situation in which overhead pull-down electric was appropriate. We also covered a number of mistakes, and we'd like to send you this video free, no charge. It's worth $75. Now, this was a time before you could just post the video on YouTube, and a lot of folks today would just post the video on YouTube and hope for the best. But the promotion is the power when it comes to your video. They put the video on a DVD. They sent the letters out. They sent about 150 letters out in the region that they served. They got about 10 responses the first week. They sent out 10 DVDs with a bigger letter that talked about that discovery meeting and their estimation process and a little history about the company. And out of those 10, they got 3 new customers. Now, you might be thinking, you sent 150 out, you spent all that time editing a video, and you only got 3 customers, where their average job was $85,000. Because they didn't just do the pull-down overhead electric. They helped with generator systems. They helped with floor planning when it comes to warehouses and data centers. And they were able to get in with these manufacturers and deliver a spectrum of services that in the first 12 months was worth $85,000 to the business. How much do you think it cost them to put together a homely, ugly video on DVD and the letters involved? Well, because I am familiar with the project, their total cost was $12,000. So they hired somebody to clean up the video. They hired a kid to go follow them around with the video. They weren't even sure the idea was going to work, but they did it. They put it together, and now every year they can easily get 3 customers who each are worth $85,000. Now, would you spend $12,000 to get $85,000? Well, you certainly would. But the thing is if it's properly structured, you can send those letters next year to the people who didn't respond to the first letter. You could send a different letter in 2 weeks to the ones that didn't respond. You now can dial in on the cash flow of your business and scale and grow by promotion rather than praying or wishing. When you just put a video on YouTube, you lose the opportunity of slipping under the radar in front of prospective buyers. You lose so your competitors can't see your video, by the way. So if they see you got a video that's going really good on YouTube, they're going to make another video. But if that video was delivered by a private YouTube video or is delivered by your newsletter or was delivered by DVD, guess what? It'll be years before your competitors figure out what you're doing to dominate the marketplace. But more importantly, you can be in front of the right people with the right message with an offer that they will respond to. Facility managers are concerned about power safety. They are concerned about flooring and reducing their costs and making their warehouses more flexible. They are concerned in different verticals about things that you could do a 15, 20-minute, or even a 30-minute video that would just delight them beyond all means and educate them about the buying process. Then when it comes time for them to make a decision, who do you think they go to? Folks, this has been a very high-level overview of how do we use video to create results in an electrical contractor business. Now, to be frank, a return on investment is much higher on your commercial side, because if you spend $12,000 and you send 150 letters out and you get 3 customers who are doing $650 ground fault replacements in their little tiny homes, that's not going to be as profitable as a manufacturing facility who's going to rewire a manufacturing floor to make it more flexible, to make it safer, to make it easier to use over time. Because, again, they rewire it one time at $85,000 rather than changing an outlet here and changing an outlet there. The commercial side is much easier. And the connections to public relations, the publicity side, that is much easier if you tie it to something we all care about, which is the storms and the safety and the charitable organizations. But I'm going to leave you with the last note, is that these videos are not about you. Absolutely nobody gives a damn about who you are until they know how much you care about their problems and the value you can deliver to solve those problems. And if you're simply recording videos right now and sending them to YouTube or just posting them on your Facebook, you're wasting a tremendous amount of time. There truly is a workflow and a system to turn the video into profits. So maybe you've had problems with video and it's not working for you. Maybe internet marketing hasn't worked for you or direct mail hasn't worked for you. There are likely other reasons, and the most obvious reason is because you wouldn't expect your customer to do the electrical services that you do. You're a unique professional with certain levels of expertise that make you ideally suited for electrical work. That's going to mean you probably aren't going to be as good at these other things. And the high school kid you hired to take the video and edit it is not a business development professional. They're not an analyst. They don't see the systems. They don't have more than 20 years of experience. Now, if you'd like to hire my organization to support you in these things, you're going to have to get on the waiting list. But as a member, we can help you choose quality providers. In fact, we maintain a library of quality providers because I do have a lot of overflow work going on right now here at Commercial Electrical Profits. But again, if you have questions about this or any other program, I'm Justin Hitt with Commercial Electrical Profits. You can visit us at www.commercialelectricalprofits.com. You can certainly ask your questions, and we're going to get you the resources that you need, because video, please, folks, is such a powerful resource today. But all that other stuff still works. In the commercial world, fax broadcasting works, newsletters work, direct mail works, all this other stuff works if you know how to use it. And we're here to help you learn how to use it. We're here to help you create and keep profitable customers. Thanks for listening. Again, I'm Justin Hitt with Commercial Electrical Profits. See you soon.